Welcome to KK News. Hey all people, back again. This is EV News number 3. If you've not seen 1 and 2, they're only around 2 to 3 weeks old. Go back, find them on the channel, have a look, see what you reckon. Get some education regarding electric cars. If it's the first time on the channel, welcome to you all. Please subscribe. Here we go. First news is in Germany, Cologne. The big Ford factory there is ready to start its first demolition of some of its buildings. In fact, I think you'll find it's in rubble already as we speak. And there is talk of a new unit for body shells for the European full EV from Ford. Now this will be based on the same platform as Volkswagen, because obviously they share that platform now. It's a contractual thing they've done for the European market. So Ford will be there with Volkswagen doing the show, as they say, and making cars on exactly the same platform, but some were made by Ford, some were made by Volkswagen, and you pick, you choose, not me. So yeah, they are getting ready for the body prep building to be done first, hopefully by 2023, which really, you know, when you think about it, we're late 21 now, so within 2 years you could have your first Ford European style, European built EV, and it will be a full EV just like the Mustang Mach-E that I pretty much love now, and I just can't afford one. Let's hope they get the prices right on this, but it's great to think that Ford are actually going forward and progressing now into Europe and getting this done. Moving on in EV news, number 2 today is to mention that NatWest Bank are installing, I believe, 600 chargers or charge points at about 300 locations, purely because they want their customers to be able to use charge points when you're going to use the bank. What they're hoping for is that the customers and the people who work at NatWest will be encouraged to go electric. If you've got chargers at your workplace, it's a massive boom and an assistance to get you started on the electric journey, if that's the word to use. If something like that has been putting you off, whereas your workplace is not offering anything, get them pushed. Have a word with your managers, even if the smaller businesses. Get a basic wall charger put on, and even if it only gave you 7 kilowatts an hour, by the time your working day's done, even in a big 70 kilowatt battery from 0 to full, you've sorted your vehicle out. So 2 or 3 of them on the wall don't cost a great deal to fit. I'm quite sure that most employers will be very happy to have them fitted and be seen as progressing in the ongoing electric highway for people in workplaces. But it's good news that the bank's doing it. I believe it's Equans is the company fitting these things, NG Equans. All should be fitted and up and running by the end of 2022, so they've got about a year to put them in and get them done. And I believe it will be a great thing for the bank's customers and for their employees. So a good step forward, well done the bank. Number 3 on today's news, Morrisons. Well done Morrisons again. They're not the only supermarket doing this, don't get me wrong, but Morrisons now should have around 200 Genie Point chargers at their locations. Okay, there are a lot of Morrisons that haven't got chargers yet. I know my hometown here hasn't got chargers. It's still going forward with Genie Point, again Equans, the same people who are doing it with the bank. And these are going to be 50 kilowatt chargers, folks. So the idea is that if you shop and it takes you 45 minutes, within 45 minutes on a 50 kilowatt charger, it will put, depending on your charge speed, what your car will take, they're averaging that, you know, if you pulled in there and put it on charge for 45 minutes, basically you should go home with nearly a full charge. Now I'm not sure if they're going to charge for these things, you know, you're going to have to put your card on, or it'll be part of your shopping experience. I've not used one yet, so I cannot quote on that. Please quote in the comments below if you know anything to do with those Morrisons ones. Again, it will all depend on the buyout, but it's great that Morrisons is taking it on board. I know Aldi or Lidl are going to do the same, but they're very few and far between at the moment. And the more supermarkets that come on board, the more people feel confident about going to shop there with an electric car, knowing you can get it charged up, even if it was only for 20 minutes, and you put in, I don't know, let's say 6 kilowatt in 20 minutes. All right, 6 kilowatt, your car's doing 4 per kilowatt. Do the maths, do the maths. So there's number 3 in the news. Okay, number 4, if you follow me and you subscribe, thank you very much. If you don't, press the icon at the top there, the little bell icon, and push the subscribe button. Get involved with the channel. I'd love you to be on board. Going back to one of my posts on the channel, which you can watch now once you've watched this, it's all about Chester Zoo. Just to let you know that although it's not brand new news points at Chester Zoo, some are brand new, but I believe they're only 7 kilowatt, maybe 11 at the most. I'm not quite sure on the kilowatt rating, should know because I charged up there. But it's a set fee of £3, doesn't matter how much you want in your car. If you're at Chester Zoo for 4 hours, you'll get 4 hours for the £3. If you're there for 8 hours full time of the zoo, you can stay on the charger and you can charge your car up to what it will take in that specific time. The problem is with them, folks, and please remember this if you go, you'll see it on the post that I did and the video that I did, and yeah, okay, maybe I was a bit wrong, but make sure it's lit up and make sure you use one and your app's working. Now they are app-based chargers, so if you've not got the app, it's bad. Secondly, if you do get the app, just make sure your 4G or your 5G or your internet through your car or whatever you're using is brilliant, because I had 4G and in that car park I can assure you it was a pain in the proverbial backside. So that's number 4. Number 5, carry on with the news. This is a quick one regarding Tesla. I try not to dwell on Tesla too much. I am a Tesla fan and I think people realise that on my channel now, but I do have an i3 which I think is superb, a great little car. Because I'm mentioning Tesla again, it is not a Tesla channel. Don't think for 1 minute that, you know, because I rant about Teslas, it's a Tesla channel. Most of my subscribers know it is not. This channel is based on my adventures or my doings with my family, my sons and my wife, what we do in the electric car. And the electric car gets us from A to B very, very successfully and kills all these myths that petrol heads have got out there regarding being anti-EV because you can't go anywhere because of range. Absolute rubbish. Let's finish it there if you think that, because you're well out of order. So moving on, the Tesla thing, I'm going to mention the Tesla 2. Now I've not gone deep into this either on my normal channel or in these EV news cuts I do, these shorts, purely because I believe until the Tesla 2 comes out with official pictures, I'm keeping this shut. But what I will say is, since I first started thinking about this and seeing the news and all these clip art things of what it might look like, we are 6 months further down the road, which is great. I still feel that Tesla will be coming out with it, called the Tesla 2. It will be sub £25,000 brand new. It will be 250 mile range. It will have fast charge stroke rapid charge, depending on how you want to name it. And it will be good for, I would say, a 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds, knowing Mr. Tesla. So it will fill all my needs. So I'm bringing this up on the news because I just want to bring it up now and then mention it to every other EV news so that we can keep things informative about it. And as soon as I get some official pictures, as soon as I get the time where I can put a deposit down on one, I'm going to go for one. And I'll be selling the i3. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So although it isn't news to most folk out there, it's news to this channel because it's the first time I've mentioned the Tesla 2, and I won't rant about it until it happens. So that's part of the news today. Possibly the final bit of EV news today, Ford and Chevrolet will be releasing a crate motor. Now anyone who doesn't know what a crate motor is, basically you're buying the whole thing on a pallet. It's a crate motor, covered in polythene. You pull it out, you use it in your kit car. These crate motors will be full electric motors. Forget your V8, forget your 302 and your 351 and all the rest of it, and all these big cubic feet things. But if it's the same as the base model Mach-E, it will be around I think they're around 280 brake horse, maybe just under the 300. Again, it all depends what battery pack you want to put on it, but the idea and the concept of this thing is you'll buy the crate motor off Ford, and Chevrolet is going to be doing the same this time next year. You'll buy the motor, you'll take out and get rid of the smoky V8, and in it you'll put in the crate motor, and whatever drivetrain you either do it on a 4-wheel drive or a 2-wheel drive, you choose your battery pack, you buy that separate, you put it in, software will be available for it, and then you've got yourself a classic car, folks. Be it a Mustang, Camaro, but with full EV power. Now I know this is already happening, it's not news to people who have seen this thing, and there's a lot of people out there, a lot of garages setting up to do this, which is great because I believe it is a massive part of the future of EVing, and a massive part to keep classic cars on the road. The classic nostalgia shapes, please, please, please do not go out and spend 20,000-30,000 on an old classic car now and putting a brand new V8 in it and new suspension, all the rest of it, because that thing is going to be worth zero when everyone starts diving off them and going electric. No one's going to want them, so please don't waste your money on that. Burn your money up on buying yourself a crate motor for your classic car. Ford are doing it now. It's at the SEMA show in Vegas later on this year. The full details will come out and I will bring it back up on the EV News channel. So that's good news for the classic car people and kit car people who want to go EV, want to go full electric, because that's the only way in the future it's going to go. And you can do it yourself. So thank you for coming along to my EV News number 3. I'm going to do these things every 7 to 10 days, so you'll be shouting at me if you don't get the news. Thanks for being part of this channel. If you've not subscribed yet, where have you been? I suggest you do. Anyway, I had to do it in the studio today. It's a pretty lousy day out there. I'm not going to turn this thing around and show you how it's raining, but it is pretty crappy. More to come on the channel. Please subscribe, enjoy the channel as much as you want. If you've got any ideas, anything you want us to do, drop us a comment below and we'll see what we can do. So that's EV News. Happy days.